champions. Following on from our core tasks and learning all about capital letters at the beginning of a sentence and for a name of a person or a thing, now we are going to create our very own story map. Story, or otherwise known as writing maps, are used for teaching students to work with story structure for better comprehension, better understanding of the story or the genre. This technique uses visual representations such as drawing pictures, drawing images, and keywords to help students organize important elements of a story or genre. Students learn to summarize the main ideas, characters, setting means where the story is, and the plot of an assigned reading. In this particular unit, we are creating a character description profile. So we are describing ourselves. So it's very important to pay attention. We don't want to do too little. We don't want to do too much. We want to stay between the features and do it correctly and 100% accurate and to the best of our ability. Okay, so from there we start on I am a. If you're a girl, you would write girl. If you're a boy, you would write boy. Again, we don't want to keep it, make it too long or too complicated. The idea is to think about the construction of the sentence. We want to think about the capital letter, finger spacing, the correct spelling of simple words, and full stop at the very end. Okay? And also, as I said, the correct spelling. If you're a girl, if you're a boy. At this point, we want to keep it very small, but focus on capital letter, finger spaces, and full stops. So once you write here, whether you are a boy or a girl, you then try to draw yourself here. If you're a boy and you have short hair, you can draw short hair. If you are a boy and you have brown eyes or blue eyes or whatever color, if you're a girl, you can draw your beautiful hair, your eye color, all of that. Okay, so we want to keep it simple. Here, I am a, either girl or a boy, and draw it. The next section tells you that you have two eyes. It says, I have two eyes. There is a picture of eyes. Now, I want to ask you, to urge you to use your phonics knowledge to write. Okay? For example, if you have brown eyes, we have not learned the digraph ow yet, but if you write phonetically correct, that is absolutely fine. So I urge you to use your phonics knowledge to write anything that you have to write. So here it says, I have two eyes. It talks about the color. I have seen some children using their own knowledge to write about the shape, for example, big. That's fine, but again, we want to keep it simple so that we focus mainly on capital letter, finger spaces, and full stops at this particular point. And also on the feature, we are creating a talk for writing scheme of work, Pi Corbett's talk for writing scheme of work, so that parents are familiar with it, children are familiar with it. So we want to kind of embed the whole idea of creating a story map or a writing map. So we want to keep it simple and focus on the main elements of a sentence. Capital letter, finger space, and full stop. The next part moves on to hair. Again, hair has a digraph that we have not learned. In the word hair, we have a r. Hair, we have not learned the phonic sounds for that. But with help, the child can read it. Here we can say either long, short, or the color, for example, brown, black, or any color that we have. Just one word, and here we draw it. Okay? The next part, we want to keep it very simple again. I have a nose. You don't have to describe your nose. You don't have to do anything for that matter. All you have to say is that you have a nose. Okay? Nose. Before starting your independent task, you all have a booklet or the worksheet that we have given you. So before starting your independent work, you always must remember to think about what you're going to write. Think about it. Whisper what you're going to write about. Read over what you have written to check that if it makes sense. Even as adults, sometimes we write letters, we write emails, and when we read over it, we realize that, oh, I made a mistake there. I need to fix it. So it's very important to read over it to see that it makes sense. Discuss what you have written with the teacher or other children, or even if you're learning from home with your parents or an adult, discuss it, talk about it. Read your writing aloud clearly enough to be heard by someone that is around you. This way, we learn to fix our mistakes, okay? And when we hear it aloud, we notice what we have made a mistake with and what we haven't. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to write to myself, Miss Jan, or Miss Jess if you have any questions. And also, please do send us evidence of your completed work on Class Dojo, and I cannot wait to share more wonderful work. Have an amazing day, and please remember that you can always write to us, and please remember that we are so excited to see your wonderful work. Have a good day.